Lucid XO, 25 Days to Christ. As you can see, there's no music today. And that is because I have been transferring these videos to YouTube. And YouTube does not play about copyright. So I have decided for the next few days not to play the Christmas music. So it'll be an easy transition to YouTube, which the YouTube site, you can go like and subscribe. It's called Read the Bible Ministries. So this is 25 Days to Christ with Lucid XO. You know what we about. We're about that promise bracelet, the presence of God. You can cop the bracelet from lucidxo.com. Today we're going to talk to you about life on lock from Philippians 1:6. So let me pull this scripture up. Yeah, they let me use the iPad today because, you know, I just don't know what I'm going to have access to because they take over every technological apparatus in the home. It's like a hostile takeover with these children. So let me go ahead and get the scripture up. You know, I love to look like I'm doing something. You know, Sister Auntie, just making you laugh, have a good time. It's almost Christmas. How many days to Christmas? 3 days. I don't know. You know, I be talking that Mayan calendar. Remember on my other post, I was like, I wanted to say there's 12 days to Christmas so bad that I was up there talking about it's 12 days of Christmas, even though it was like 11 or 10 or something like that. And I told y'all I was on the Mayan calendar and that I don't care about y'all Mesoamerican calendar because I'm on the Mayan calendar and it was 12 days of Christmas. That's on one of those other videos. And then I had to laugh at myself because the Mayan calendar is like 20 days only, 21 days, something like that. So, just having a good time, keeping you in good spirits. Hope you feeling good. Hope that when you shop till you drop, that you had a little bit of drop left. That you had a little drop left, y'all, to do whatever you need to do. And you know, there's so many versions of this. I'm going to pick a version that I like. Let's see what it says. Yes, life on lock. That's what we're talking about on Lucid XO today. They love to send me stuff when I'm on the phone. Now, y'all, if my daughter calls today, because I done told her that we joked about her for like 20 days already, about how she calls every single time that I am on live. So, let's see if she does it today. That would be so hilarious, but I hope y'all feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good. I'm feeling a little better than I was the previous days because, you know, I was a little under the weather, and I think you could kind of see, like, in the videos that I was moving a little slow, but I'm moving a little faster now today, y'all. So I love my little head wrap. I had to put that back on again. I was going to give you the straight hair, but so let's just get into life on lock because we're not going to be on here long. We're going to do this boom, 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 get going, make a move. So it says Philippians 1:6, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And we're talking about life on lock, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ, but he will perform it, period. And that's why we're talking about life on lock. Look, your life is on lock. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. See, because I'm talking to the both. Because if you're older, you feel like it's too late for you. And if you are young, you feel like, oh my goodness, will I ever make it there? Yes. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Because Philippians tells you that you could be confident in God, that the work he started in you, he's going to perform it. So listen, I don't know what's been going on with you. You might feel like you cannot live the rest of your life out happy. The devil is a liar. That word of God says that you can live the rest of your days out happy. You don't have to remain in the pain of the past. You don't have to remain in the pain of the pain. of the hurt, of the sorrow. I know you may be older and you've seen a lot of things, and some of y'all young and seen way too much than you probably should have by now, right? And so you don't have to carry that with you for the rest of your days. Because what? Because your life is on lock. Because who? Because you could be confident of God. He said, be confident of this very thing, that God who started a good work in you shall perform it. Period. He's going to perform it. So guess what? That's your confirmation that you have the rest of your days to have a good life. I don't know. I'm not telling you you're not going to have no troubles. I would never tell you anything like that. That would be ridiculous. Because guess what? I don't run the world. I don't own the world. I didn't create the world. I don't know what's going to happen in your life. The only thing that I am sure of, that I'm confident of, is what the word says, that the good thing that he started in you will be completed in you. So that gives me joy to jump on here and tell you that today. It's going to be performed. Hey, Brandon, it's going to be done for you. That's all you need to know, that this is going to work out in your favor, because your life is on lock. That's what the post was about today. Life on lock. I heard somebody say, it was a man who he's from the Bronx. What's his name? John Ramirez, and he was a satanic worshiper. He said he gave his life to Christ. Hey, honeybee. He said he gave his life. That's Brandy. I keep calling her honeybee, y'all. Y'all know she is the owner of Honeybee Treats and Co. And I told y'all she did my daughter's birthday cake on the other message. You go back and watch it. But Honeybee Treats and Co. Brandy Mitchell. You can look her up if you need some sweet treats. Non-nut products, like gluten-free products, all that type of stuff. So check her out. But yes, so he started the work and he's going to finish it. So I was talking about John Ramirez, and he said this thing. I was giving you a backdrop about him. And basically, he was a satanic worshiper. He gave his life over to Christ. And he was like the top rank. And this man is the real thing. Like, I be asking friends, because, I'm from New York. And so I be asking friends, like, you heard of John Ramirez? I mean, let me tell you something. He is like that, y'all. When you start saying the name John Ramirez to like a Bronx person, they'll probably act like they don't know what you're talking about. But check the look on their face. If they got the wrong spirit and they really do know, but they saying they don't know, they gonna show you on their face, because he is nothing to reckon with. He gave his life to Christ after performing many, many works for Satan. And he said, this is where life on lock come from. He said, I'm doing life in Jesus with no parole. Hey, y'all. I love that. And so as I was reading my word and I came upon this, I've seen it before, but, it's fresh. Every time you open up your Bible, it's fresh again. And it was like, God is going to finish the work he started. The work that it said, be confident in this thing, that God who started it in you, the good work in you, was going to be finished. That's life on lock. Guess what? He got my life on lock, and I'm on lock to him. Yep, I'm doing life with Jesus with no parole. That's just the way for life. Hey, it's your girl, sister, auntie on lockdown. Yes, on lockdown, life on lock, all of that good stuff, right? So anyways, I was just telling you about him. Very strong. He has a book called Out of the Devil's Cauldron. Out of the Devil's Cauldron. And what's the other book he got? You remember, Brie? What's the other book? Oh, man, I can't remember. But when you look up John Ramirez, Out of the Devil's Cauldron, and then the other book, it's crazy. You read that book, you get that book, and you get my book, The Night My Sister Was God. And I'm telling you, you'll see why I say that your life is on lock. Because today I said, I've been doing a lot of various anecdotes on the other messages about my life and how I became healthy and well and just end up with good family relationships, because like I said, I had a very strained relationship with my children, a strained relationship with my current husband, and then if you have a strained relationship with your foundation, forget about everybody else. Remember, I told you I would say things and I ain't care, Hey, New York, we got away with words. We talk fast, we talk slick, and we be saying some slick stuff, and it don't be no backhanded. It be like right in your face. And I told you I had that type of attitude, that type of mouth, and God had to just like overhaul all of that. I mean, he really did a work. So today, when I say life on lock, I want to talk about life on lock. I'm going to tell you some experiences that I have encountered with God so you can understand how real this thing is, because, you know, I'm seeing so many people and they be trying so hard to like give God his just due, but they misplace it. They say things like, you know, I'm going to pray to the universe or big up to the universe. But I mean, that's a thing. The universe is a thing. So, I mean, why praise the thing, the creation, instead of the creator? Like, go to the source, right? When a child does well, you don't go to the school, which the universe would be like the school, right? You don't go to the school and say, hey, you did a good job with this kid. No, you go to the creator, the parent, and you be like, good job with the child. So take it back to the source. So we want to take it back to the source. And I'm going to explain to you how it is I got this life, how God got my life on lock, and how I'm on lock down, y'all. Okay, so I really want to encourage you, like, get a friend in Jesus. Woo! It's so many different stories. Let me see. I'm going to take one of the craziest stories. You won't believe this, because this story had me shook. I'm not going to tell you the night my sister was God's story. You got to go cop the book to get that. But this story, why I say my life is on lock. I was laying in my bed, y'all. I was in an adulterous relationship. Remember, I told you I was previously married to someone that had got a 16-year jail sentence, right? Here she go. What did I tell y'all? Tell Tiana, yes, I'm on live. I think she do that on purpose. Remember, I told y'all we be joking about my daughter on every post. Like, if you go back to every post, almost 20 of these 22, 23 posts, she is bothering me, calling me, or texting me during the live. I'm like, you never feel like, it doesn't matter. I come on anywhere between 4:36. It don't matter if I come on at 4:45, 6 o'clock, 5:45, 5:15. The chick is going to be on here harassing me. So anyway, that's funny. But let's get back. Sister Auntie out of breath because I'm super excited, y'all. Because, like, I haven't been feeling good these past few days. And now I got my little bit of energy, okay? So I was laying in the bed. I was in an adulterous relationship. My then husband had a 16-year jail sentence. You know, all of that stuff that I've explained in previous videos and bits and pieces. Or you can hear the whole story in the night my sister was God. But so I'm laying in the bed, right? And I don't want to commit adultery. Like, something in me is like, I don't want to be with another man. Even though my then husband, my ex-husband, had a 16-year jail sentence, it was just something in me that was like, this is not right. And I don't want to be here. So I was like, you know what? I was like, God, if you're real. Look, this is what I was trying to tell you. I ain't know nothing about God. I was like, God, if you're real, then scramble my thoughts tonight. Don't let me think about calling this dude in the middle of the night. Because, you know, I would see him like when my children would sleep. Because I don't be exposing my children to people. My mom didn't do it, so I didn't do it. Like, that's just the way it was. It was like he was non-existent. He didn't really exist until it was time to exist, right? So I was like, God, if you real, then scramble my thoughts. Don't let me think about calling him. Don't let me think about him. So I twist and turn a little bit. So I was like, scramble my thoughts. So my thoughts, oh my goodness, y'all, I'm not making this up. Don't play with me. When it comes to me telling you my testimony, do not play with me. I'm not making this up. My thoughts literally were scrambled. You know, I don't know if you're old enough to know, but back in the days, like when your TV antenna was messed up, or like the station went off for the night, because like how you have 24-hour TV, like we didn't have like 24-hour TV. Like some stations would shut down, and it would put like this snowy picture on. So that's what I saw in my mind. And you got to be careful what you ask for, because I had the snow in my mind, and then it kind of like bugged me out. Like I was annoyed kind of, because I literally couldn't think about anything but this snowy picture. But when I really thought about it, I was like, oh my goodness, God, I told you to scramble my thoughts, and you scrambled, like he literally scrambled my thoughts. So I went to sleep that night. Right? I ain't call a guy. I made it through one night. Give God the glory. I made it through one free adulterous night, okay? So the next day, now check this out. The next day, my friend, the good Reverend Doctor, you know, Dr. Reverend Michelle Capel, I talk about her all of the time. She had a radio show, and she invited me as a guest on her radio show. Why she was inviting me as a guest on, I don't even know. Like, I don't know anything about God for real to be on your radio show, right? So she invited me to her radio show. And so this night, you know, first of all, I fall asleep and I'm sound. But then I feel like a tap on my shoulder, right? Now, keep in mind, I got to go to the radio show the next day. So I feel a tap on my shoulder for God. I got to go to the radio show for God the next day. You got to keep that in your mind, because I already told you that I didn't know nothing about God, right? And if he was real. So taps on my shoulder. So I turn around. I'm like, because I had a great sleep. So I was like, what is that? We're talking about life on lock with Jesus, y'all. So I'm like, what? Am I bugging? So I turned back over. I was laying on my stomach. So I turned back over. I felt the tap again. So now this time, because I have 3 children, right, with the husband in jail, the ex-husband in jail. So I'm like, well, maybe one of my children came in my room when I wasn't paying attention. So I looked to see if, you know, my door's cracked, because I sleep with my door closed, and the door was all the way closed. So my closet was ajar, right? My closet was slightly ajar. But I used to be a scary type person. Like, I watched a movie called Sleepwalkers. And so, like, up until this time when I found Christ, like, I could not sleep with my feet uncovered, because I thought that somebody was going to come from under the bed and get my feet, right? So my closet is slightly ajar. So I'm scared to look in the closet, because who is tapping me? Right? But I gotta look in the closet. So I sit up, I look, nobody in the closet. Cool. I go back to sleep. No, before I do that, I'm kind of apprehensive, because now I gotta look under the bed. And you know, that sleepwalker thing might be under the bed coming to get my feet, y'all, because this particular night, I was trying to be a big girl, and I didn't cover my feet, because I was telling myself, you're going to stop being scared to sleep with your feet uncovered, because it was kind of warm. So I was like, oh boy, I got to look under the bed. I'm like, maybe one of my kids is playing hiding under the bed, or God forbid, the sleepwalker thing is under the bed. Now, I had this problem with the sleepwalker thing from back in the 80s, mind you, okay? It's 90s. It's the 2000s now at that point, and I was scared of the sleepwalker thing, right? So I sit up on my bed. I'm like, I gotta go look under that bed and see if the sleepwalker thing playing with me. Y'all, I'm not lying. Yes, overseer, yes. So you know what? I ain't gonna front. I ain't look under the bed. I just was like, you know what? There's nothing under that bed. And to make myself feel better, I made sure I didn't sleep with the cover on my feet. So I laid down on my stomach again. I promise y'all, I got another tap. And before I could say what is that or think about it, I heard this voice. It was an audible voice of God, y'all. Not in my head, not in my heart, in my imagination, no TV, no radio, no nothing. Nobody was walking by. I heard the audible voice of God. We talking about life on lock. I'm about to get serious with y'all. Sister Auntie ain't finna play, but she play too much. But she ain't gonna play right now, right? So God said, you call me and I'm here. And I'm like, I have to be bugging, because I don't know God. So you can't tell me you call me and I'm here. Like, that doesn't make, like, who is you? Who is you call me? Like, what do you mean? So I turned over in the bed and I stayed on my back, and I heard it again. You called me and I'm here. And I looked out my window, and it was like the moon. I could have almost reached out my window and touched the moon. That's how close it was to me. It was that close, and I'm telling you that for a reason, so you hold that story too. So it was that close to me, and it was beautiful and magnificent. And then, like, in the corner of my room by my door, I saw, it was like a cloud of, like, it was a thick cloud. I know now that it's called a cloud of glory. At that time, like I told you, I knew nothing about it. Life on lock, y'all. Philippians 1:6. So there's this cloud here, and I got up to inspect the cloud. So I got up out the bed, And I'm looking like, what is this thing? Because I'm still ignorant, y'all. Hey, Sharon, I'm going to be on, boo. What time is, send me what time it is. I'm going to be on. I'm going to make this real quick. So I looked and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I look out the window now again and I'm looking at the moon and I'm like, God? Like God, like the God that I had been asking, is he real? Like, show me you're real. Like, you showed up and tapped me and talked to me and said you called me and I'm here. That happened to me. The audible voice of God. God touched me on my shoulder, had a glory cloud. This is all in one night, y'all. Stopped me from adultery, scrambled my thoughts after I asked, and showed me his self. Show me the girl that was talking about in the night my sister was God. Show me his self. And I went to bed, and mind you, I told you I got to go to radio show the next day. So I went to bed and I slept like a baby. And this is what I'm telling you when I say life on lock. It says that be confident in God because he who started the work in you shall perform it, right? So he did that night. But I already had been invited to the radio show to talk about a God that I did not know. Does that even make sense? But he allowed me to get to know him hours before I had to be to the radio show. Hours before I had to be to the radio show. So then another thing happened to me on the way to the radio show, but I'm not going to tell you about that. You got to read that in the night my sister was God. Get it from Amazon.com. The Night My Sister Was God by myself, Tion Patterson. I am the author, and you will hear the rest of what happened that night. And the reason why I'm not going in is because I want to go to another testimony or another point, anecdote to show you how my life is on lock. God started the work, and he's going to finish the work. He did that back in early 2000, 2003, 2004. I don't even know when. That's when that particular story happened. So remember, I told you I saw the moon and I felt like I could touch it, right? Now listen to this testimony. This is years later. Some other things happened. Oh, you gotta read the book, y'all. I can't just spill all the beans. I want to tell you. So other things happened, but boom. So I had a condition called sciatica. Right? I didn't know I had this condition. I had it for 3 years and didn't realize it. I just used to get really, really sick. Couldn't move, couldn't walk. I had correlated it to me having my menstruation, right? Because that usually happened around the time of my menstrual cycle. And so for 3 years, this issue went on. But one day I had lost like 65 pounds. I was looking good, y'all, smelling good, girl. Your sister auntie was on point, okay? I was in my daughter's small, all right? And so I'm thinking I'm my healthiest. And one day I can't walk. I got up to walk and I couldn't walk. I could not walk. So I thought it was because I fell asleep with what's those compression things you put around your waist? What is called, Sharon? You know those things. You'll tell me in a minute. Okay, so I fell asleep with it around my waist. And I thought that something happened to me because I fell asleep. Like maybe my body didn't get enough oxygen. Maybe it was too tight, yada, yada, yada. But it was so excruciating. I couldn't walk. I ended up going to the emergency room and I was diagnosed with sciatica. Okay, I don't really know what that is. All it means like you have some nerve damage, like one of your major nerves in your body. It's like one long nerve from like your back to your foot. It's that really big nerve, the sciatic nerve. So it was damaged, right? So, and it had been damaged for 3 years, me not realizing it. So boom, so I ended up going to a doctor. I was on Percocets, the highest number of Percocets. I was on Oxycontin, like, yes. And I was taking these drugs faithfully because I was in so much pain that I had to have them. Like, it felt like somebody was always stabbing me in my foot. Sometimes I mean, not sometimes, but for the most part, I couldn't walk for like 7, 8 months, like 9 months, something like that. I could walk, but it was very, very difficult. Like going to the bathroom was a strain, like to have to get up and sit up and things like that, like sitting at the dinner table. Like it was crazy, y'all, right? So, have the sciatica. I'm on these drugs. This is just madness. So after about a year, I was off of work, and I was always sleepy because I was always taking the medication, because I was always in a terrible, when I tell you I was in constant pain, and the medication doesn't reduce the pain. The medication makes you go to sleep, but you, in order not to feel the pain, you basically got to keep sleeping. So they had me on like the high dosage. Like when I went to the doctor, my doctor was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 10. That's how bad it was. And he showed it to me, right? So 3 years passed with me having, 3 years passed with me having this sciatic problem. One day I got fed up. I was like, I'm too young to have a debilitating disease for the rest of my life. I wish I would. My friend said that on her thing the other day, Dr. Reverend Michelle Capel. She did a message titled, I Wish I Would. I was saying back then, I wish I would sit around and be sick for the rest of my life, to have to be on painkillers. They had me like going to a pain doctor. Like I wish I would, and keep having to take shots and having to be in so much pain to where I can't sit up and eat at the table with my family. I wish I would do that for the rest of my life when I have a great God. A great God. So I don't pray to the universe or any other God. This is the God that helped me. So this is the God who I pray to, who I talk to, the one who showed itself to me. And it was God, Jesus Christ. So I got so fed up one day. I went on a fast. I didn't say anything to anybody. I was like, this is a vow I made between me and God. Life on lock. I said, God, I'm going on a fast for 3 days, and you're going to heal me on the third day. And I know you're going to do it because I've seen you heal somebody before. And if you could do it for them, you could do it for me. Now, the healing that I'm talking about that took place before that I saw, it's in the book, The Night My Sister Was God. But we're talking about my healing, my testimony, my life on lock, how your life is on lock, because the word wasn't just written for me. It was written for you too. Life on lock, Philippians 1:6. And so I said, you're going to heal me on the third day. So I fasted for 3 days. I did not eat any food. I drank only water. I did not drink any juice, any milk, like nothing with fat in it. Drank water only. 3 days, did not eat. On the third day, y'all, guess what? I was still in pain. Yep. I was still in pain. I am not going to lie to y'all. I was still in pain. So I went to bed that night. And in the middle of the night, God loved them type of wee morning hours. And I was just telling my cousin Sharon that's on here now, I love those hours too, because I know God is like at that place, like that's where he meets me. So it's like 3-something, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just opened my eyes, and I am almost like to the point where I just wanted it to end, y'all. I wanted it to end so bad. I didn't know what to do. I'm even about to cry now just thinking about how much pain I was in. And I wanted to scream, but I had a house full of people, so I bared it within my body. Oh, do you know what it's like to bear a pain like that within your body and not release it? Those are the things that happen with depression and anxieties. When you're bearing pain in your body and don't release it. That's how the people feel when they have depression and anxiety. So be kind to them and help them get through it. Be the welcome. That's yesterday's message. Say welcome. So I grabbed the sheets and I held them, and gripped them in my hands, and I squeezed them so tight. And I was sleeping next to my husband, my now husband. He had no clue this was going on. I grabbed the sheets and I was like, just, the pain was throbbing in my back. Then it was throbbing in my buttocks. But it wasn't in my back no more. Then throbbing in my thighs. But now I don't feel it in my back or my buttocks. Throbbing my calf. Down to my foot. I looked out the window. What was there but the moon? Like how the moon was when God had came to me that night and told me, you call me and I'm here. I felt like I could reach out and touch the moon. When I realized that the pain was dissipating at each point, even though it was excruciating, It was dissipating though. And every time it went down, it stopped. Like it used to hurt all the way down from my back all the way to my foot. But with each section, it would stop. So it was from my back to my foot, then from my buttocks to my foot, then from my, and I was like, God, you're healing me. You're healing me. And I laid in that bed and I was in pain and I scrunched them sheets and I held on and I grunted and I grunted. Because I knew with each passing moment, I was being healed. My life is on lock, y'all. My life is on lock. You hear me? With each passing moment, it went down. It went down. Hold on. The pain dissipated. When it got to my feet, I felt it no more. I didn't feel it anymore. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I went to sleep. The next morning, I had to check to see if it was real because I thought maybe I was bugging out because I thought I was going to have a lifelong pain, y'all. It's sciatica. To some people, it's not a big deal, but for me, it was that bad because I couldn't work for a year. I was on the pain medications. It was crazy. And I thought I was going to have this. I was not, I don't even remember if I don't even think I was 40 yet. I wasn't 40 yet. I hadn't even turned 40 yet. And I thought I was going to have this for the rest of my life. But my life is on lock. I got up the next day because I couldn't believe it. And I stood up. I raised my arms up above my head. I couldn't do that before. I was like, okay, I raised my hand up above my arms. That's all right. But I bent down and touched my toes. When I bent down and touched my toes, I knew that it was a wrap. It was a lock. My life was on lock. He did that for me, y'all. He did that for me. I touched my toes. And I did it again. I reached up to grab the ceiling and then touch my toes again. And I kept doing it just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. So I didn't say nothing yet. Still said nothing to nobody. I waited till it was time to get dressed. Because I definitely couldn't put my underwear on. I couldn't bend down to do that. I couldn't do that. When I put my underwear on, I bent down. I bent my body half, I bent down. It seemed like an easy task, but it was not an easy task for me. I couldn't bend down. Before then, I had to like push my foot in it and like wiggle it up and then push the other foot or get help. Or get help. Okay? So I put my underwear on. Now, my husband's looking at me. I was like, you're not going to believe this. I was like, God heal me. He was like, I'm looking at you put your underwear on. I'm sorry if that's a lot of, a lot of information. Hold on. He stood behind me watching me put my clothes on because he couldn't believe I was able to do it and I wasn't asking for help. I wasn't wincing. I wasn't leaning back. I wasn't wiggling into stuff. I was just getting dressed. And I was like, I'm healed. I was like, God healed me. I was like, I fasted for 3 days and he healed me last night. And that's my life on lock. Be confident of this very thing. That the God who started a good work in you shall perform it until the day of the coming of Christ. That's what my life on lock is, y'all. He started the work in me back then. He started the work on me back then when he had me, when he showed himself to me and he had me go to a radio show to talk about him when I didn't know him, but show me himself the very night before. And now I'm talking to you about a 10-year later mark between that time and the time that I was healed of sciatica. Because he's going to perform every good thing in me. Every good thing in you. I just wanted you to hear a testimony of how true it is when you believe it. When you believe it, just watch for the signs. And he did that for me, y'all. He did that. My life is on lock. Your life is on lock. I got on here not to cry, but to encourage you. But when I think about how amazing he's been in my life, I had this is what it is. I'm crying today. Sister Auntie crying today. It is what it is. You got to take it. So, I get through that. I get through that. I gave my testimony at church. And guys, I don't have back problems to this day. Excuse me. I don't have back problems. I'm fat. I'm cute fat though, y'all. I'm cute fat. So, standing up for a little while, you'd be like, what in the world? And that's all of us. We can all attest to that. You stand up a little too long. But, I don't have those problems. I can tie my shoes. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life on pain medication. None of that. Because I trusted in God. Because I trusted and I believed him at his word. His word was that he would heal. I'm already healed. By his stripes I'm healed is what the word of God says. What stripes? The stripes he took 2,000 some years ago. So it's already a done deal. I just had to walk in it. I just had to know it. I had to own it. I had to exercise my right. And I'm telling you to exercise your rights. You have rights to some things. You have rights to some things right now when you don't know it, because you won't allow God to arrest you, because you don't believe in him, because you don't think he's real, because you're too hurt, and you allowed that pain to keep a hold of you. The pain in you that is screaming on the inside, and if you release it, it'll heal. You'll be healed. He showed up for me that way, y'all. So when I tell you things and I say things like welcome, and you go back and watch that message, why would she say that instead of telling people to cut people off and do this and do that? Because this is what happened to me. Jesus happened to me. And my life is on lock. And I'm doing life in Jesus with no parole, and can nobody bust me out of here. And if you even come close to me if you try to give me a nail file, try to give me a key, you try to do anything, you try to do anything to get me out of here, I'm telling you, I'm liable to do something to you, because I'm not leaving him, because I know what he's done for me, and I'm not special. What he's done for me, he can do for you. The word said that he that performed a good work in you. Who was you? You was the person who read that and received it. I received a healing, and I got a healing. I received that God was real, and I got it. Show me you. If you're real, that's what was my words to him. If you're real, show me. I didn't expect that. He might not do it for you like that, like give you the audible voice or tap you on the shoulder, but I've had encounters with God. He has woken me up in the morning with a kiss on my forehead, and then I feel the kiss, my eyes flutter open, and I feel the spirit ascend. Ooh! But I'm getting off of here, y'all. I hope you're encouraged today. This is 25 days till Christ. This is why I'm doing 25 days till Christ. This is why we celebrate Christmas for Christ. Don't mistake this. These encouraging words, me telling you you can make it, me telling you already did it, it's all because of Christ Jesus. And I hope that you believe the words that are coming out of my mouth, because I'm not lying to you. I really don't even have a reason to. I don't have to take this time to do this. I don't have to take the time to get on Facebook to lie to you. Like, I could just write a book, an imaginary book, and sell copies. I don't get paid for this here. So why would I just make up stories? So I hope I didn't bring you down. I hope I didn't bring you down. I wasn't trying to bring you down. I'm trying to bring you up. Woo! Today's message, the encouraging word, is life on lock. Your life is on lock. Locked by God. He is going to perform the good work that he started in you. Your life is not over. I don't care if you're 98 years old. Listen, my grandmother's 94 years old. I told y'all that before in the other video. I call my grandmother. I talk to her. I speak life into my grandmother. Yes, honeybee, it's tears of joy, of gratitude, of appreciation, of thankfulness, of love for my Heavenly Father. But my grandmother, I still took life. Since if you here, then we gonna talk life then. She be talking to me crazy. I'm ready to go. I'm tired. Look, I'm not holding my grandmother here. I would never do that to anyone. But since God has not taken you yet, well, when you talk to me, we not finna do that. We had to change her whole conversation one day because she was like, well, you have a grandbaby now, so I'm a great grandmother. She was like, I'm a great great grandmother, right? Because I have a grandbaby, so that makes her a great great grandmother. She was like, so I think I could just go home now. I was like, so who are you talking to? Why are you on the phone with me talking crazy like this? I said, if it was your time to go home, you would be home. What do you even mean? What are we even talking about? No, while you okay, well then we gonna talk life. We gonna talk encouragement. We gonna keep talking good until it's time for you to go. Cause she just was like, I'm older and what's the point of being here? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Finish telling me the rest of your life story. So I be having her telling me stories and things of that nature, and just listening to some of the wisdom she had, because she gets discounted as if she don't know what she's talking about. But truth be told, it be things going on, and I be asking her questions, and she be giving me direction. She be giving me direction, and I receive it. And it works for me. So I guess that's her purpose then, whatever, I don't know. But look, if she want to talk to me, then we're going to talk life until it's time for her to go. Don't be talking to me about I guess it's time for me to go since you got grandkids. And what she said, because when somebody has a baby, that means it's time for. I said, my granddaughter is almost 6 months old. What do you mean? If it was your time to go, it would have been 6 months ago. Like, you late on that. What are you even talking about? And she be talking to my granddaughter. She's 94 and the baby is 5 months, and it be a mess, but it's a beautiful mess, y'all. And it's a beautiful mess. My life is on lock. Your life is on lock. 25 days to Christ with Lucid XO. Go to the website lucidxo.com and cop your promise bracelet. Go to amazon.com and cop your book, The Night My Sister Was God. You guys enjoy your night. It's been fun. Oh, we got to do our departation. This is not to get you through Christmas. This is not to get you through December or 2020. This is not to get you through to 2021. This is to get you to live your best life on purpose. Sister Auntie, I'm out of here. I love you. Hey, Anjay, you got to watch it, Anjay. You got to go back. This one is a good one, Anjay. I love you. You know I love you. I love you, Anjay. You my girl. All right, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your life. Amen. Bye.